Hello Year 4, how are you today? It's Miss Bellis here, and I hope you're ready to carry on our maths learning about graphs. So here is today's in focus, and we have another table here. This time in the first row we have years. We've got 2000, 2003, 2006 and so on. And in the second row we have museum entrance fee, which means the price you pay to get into a museum. So we can see that in 2000 the price was £4.40 and in 2003 the price was £4.30 and so on. It asks us what is a good way to show how the entrance fee to a museum has changed over the years. So what does the information in the table show? What statements can be made about the entrance fee over the years? What do you notice? Why has that happened? Can we represent the information in a different way? Would a bar graph be helpful? Why or why not? I'll let you have a think about it and then we'll look at some solutions. Okay, so here we can see not a bar graph but a line graph. Can you see the line making its way across the graph? We often use a line graph to record information that is happening over a period of time. So we can see on the bottom line, which is called the x-axis, we have the years from the table going along in order. And to the side, which is called the y-axis, we can see the amount in pounds. So how did the information get onto the graph? Well, if I look at the amount in pounds, I can see that between each pound in the gap we have 5 lines. So I think that each of these lines would be worth 20 pence. So if we were at £1 and we went up one of the little lines, £1.20, £1.40, £1.60, £1.80, £2. So I think we can safely say that is what those lines represent. So if I need to record that in 2000 the museum entrance fee was £4.40, I would come to 2000 and I would go straight up the line. That would take me to £4, and then I need to go up 20 pence, £4.20, and then £4.40 would put me here. If I look for 2003, I could see that I would go up to £4, £4.20, and then a tiny bit more would be £4.30. And then the dots have been joined up with a line. So looking at the line graph, what trends or patterns can you see straight away? That's right, by putting the information on a line graph, we can instantly see that the entrance fee has increased or gone up over the years or as time has passed. Okay, so here is the line graph again. This time the bars have been taken away because we don't need them. And as it says, it shows how a quantity changes over time. And we can say that the museum entrance fee has been increasing or going up ever since 2003. Now, if we look down here, it says, how should the museum entrance fee in 2014 be shown on the line graph? Look carefully at the x-axis. That's the line along the bottom. It says 2000, 2003, 2006, 2009, 2012 and 2014. Amira says, this doesn't seem right. Why not? And Ruby says, this should be for 2015, not 2014. What do you think? Well, if we look at the numbers, we can see that they are equally spaced, but that whilst between 2000 and 2003 there is a gap of 3 years, there is a gap of 3 years between 2003 and 2006, and that happens again and again, but when we get to 2012, it should be a gap of 3 years, but it's recorded 2014, which is only 2 years. So I agree with Ruby that this should be 2015. Now it also says, is it possible to predict the museum entrance fee for 2015? Well, if we look at our graph, 2015 isn't on it, but what we can see is that over the years, it has been going, the price to get into the museum has been going up and up and up. So we can safely make a prediction that the price will have increased in 2015. Sam also asks, what about for 2010? Well, it's not on our graph, but we'd have got 2009 and 2012. And we know that 2010 is in between those years. So if 2010 was about here, we can go up the line until we reach here. We wouldn't go any further, and then we can come across to our y-axis, and that will tell us that the price to get in to the museum in 2010 would be approximately £5.50, £5.60, something like that. So here is today's guided practice. We've got another line graph here, and it shows the prices of cinema tickets in different years in another country. And Ravi says this is a symbol for dollars, so perhaps it's in America. Now on the x-axis we have some years. We've got 1944, 1974, 2004 and 2014. And in the y-axis we have the prices going up in dollars. So we need to answer these three questions. The first question we will look at together. So it says, what was the price of a cinema ticket in 1974? So I can find the year 1974 here. I will go up in a straight direction until I hit the line, and then I come across to my y-axis, and I can see that it would hit the y-axis exactly in between $2 and $3. So that'd be $2.50. Have a go at the other questions yourself. And in question 3, it says there's a mistake in the line graph. What is the mistake? Can you spot it? Okay, so here are the answers to the guided practice. We worked out question 1 together. I'm hoping you did okay on question 2. You had to find the price in 2004 and in 1944 and then take one away from the other. And then for question 3, the answer was that the gaps between the years, so that's long here, are not regular. And you can see the gap between 1944 and 1974 is 30 years. There's another 30-year gap here, but the gap between 2004 and 2014 is only 10 years, so that was the mistake. So here is today's worksheet, and you're going to be drawing and reading line graphs. So the table below shows the change in price of brand A chocolates over the years. So here are the years here, and then we have the price here. We have to draw a line graph to show the information in the table. Now I'm going to help you with the first part of this to get you started. So the first piece of information I need to put on my line graph is going to be that in 2005 the price of the chocolates was £2.50. So I come to 2005 and then I will need to travel up, straight up until I come to £2.50. And what I like to do is then put a little cross there so I know where it is. Now the next one, 2007, the price was £2. So I come along to 2007 and I need to go up, that's £1, £1.50, £2. So I can put another cross here. Now when I have put all of the information here onto my line graph, I can then join up the line. Try and do it as neatly as you can, or at least more neatly than I have there. Okay, now you will need your line graph to answer the following questions. So there's some questions here that you will need to answer and fill in these blanks. And in question G, you need to circle the correct answer. And it asks you the price of brand A chocolates. Did they increase or decrease? Remember, increased means it went up and decreased means it went down. And for question 2, you have another line graph here, but they've drawn it all for you. So you need to read the line graph. It's showing the number of patients at a dental clinic from 9 o'clock in the morning until 12 noon. And you need to answer these questions and fill in the blanks. So here are the answers to the worksheet. I hope your line graph looked something a bit like this. Here are the answers to question 1. And here are the answers to question 2. Okay, so I've got a little extension here if you want to do it. You don't have to, and it's called Which Graph. So for each example, should the data be presented as a bar graph or a line graph? So there are 4 statements here, and you have to decide for each one whether you would use a bar graph or a line graph, and you need to tell me why. So we've got types of pets owned by children in the class. Would you use a bar graph or a line graph? Height of a sunflower measured over 2 weeks. Today's temperature measured every hour. And number of children at each after-school clubs. That could be different clubs like a football club or a French club or something like that. Now, as I say, only do the extension if you want to, but I would be really interested to see what you think. Okay, Year 4, that's it from me today, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Goodbye.